Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I wasn't asked why I'm convinced. Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5, rocking and rolling, and we are on fire. Welcome to Bitcoin SV TV. I'm your host, Satoshi. For any of you wondering why we broadcast on Twitch, is because YouTube have kindly taken down 2 of my channels. Then they were preventing me from editing my shows. Then they were deleting episodes. I was just like, you know what? This is absolutely insane. So now we broadcast live on Twitch. Every day live at 5 from wherever I am in the world. Just go to www.twitch.tv/SatoshiTV. The episode, like the trailers, go up onto YouTube. And then the full episodes go up into Streamanity, where you can set your own fee according to how you judge the quality. Shout out to people in the chat box already. I can see Shelly Mack and Diddy Weldon in there already. Great stuff. Listening while walking. All right, hope you're moonwalking. That'd be a good one. Right, let's crack on. I've seen a few articles that I want to read through today, but before we do that, let's just get on with these figures, because this tells us what's really going on and what is going down. So again, not interested in these shitcoins. Bit of a discrepancy in the price there between Prev and CoinDance. CoinDance is saying 186, Prev is saying 180 in the top left of the screen. But we have a hash rate 0.4%, network nodes 2.3, transactions 27.6, block size 36.6. Oh, cool coin winning. Never mind. See who's mining what. Tau still with some nice looking blocks there. 1.7. 2.8, 8.6, again 8.6. None of these shitcoiners would be over the moon if they got anywhere near that. So it just shows you volume of data going through the chain. Unknown Miner and Hathor, Mempool, Norpool. BTC.com. But again, no Huobi, no Binance. Wow. Yeah, no shitcoin enterprises on the chain aside from BTC.com. Maybe we'll let them off the odd one. Michael Saylor, if you're watching, here are your big blocks that are non-existent. Because because BTC is centrally controlled by Blockstream because they implemented SegWit, which means the coin has no value whatsoever, and Lightning Network is a load of shit because the data on it has got no value whatsoever because it doesn't go through the chain, which means it can be deleted, which means it's no different from sending an email to someone. So yeah, that's that. Hash rate by network, again, price, value, utility. Utility creates value. Utility creates value. Value develops price. Price means it can be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. Proof of work, yada, yada, yada. Hash rate, proof of work by growth, yeah. So it is 51 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Coolcoin, which is 10 times cheaper than Bcrash. But it is still 10.2% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin than Bitcoin. So again, shitcoiners staying off the chain. That's what we want, because as we've seen, they're artificially using it to suppress the price by putting the weight of short positions on it. So we've got daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Yeah. Transactions by network. Yada. Transactions per block by network. Yeah. Fees, again, a Bitcoin smashing it. Fees, Satoshis, a Bitcoin smashing it. Block reward ratio, again, time, price, value, utility. Blockchain growth, mocking Bcrash there. Way too late out the gate. Right, the tell. Is Tal on Coolcoin? No, it's not. But look, Huobi are macking it hard on Coolcoin now because clearly not getting any Bitcoin. So again, mining something that's got absolutely no fundamental value. Hathor on Bcrash, again, always making Bcrash just kind of like that, 1% less profitable to mine on than Coolcoin. Out of sheer spite, I find that hilarious. And look at this. See, this is a bit like an optical illusion. If I was to just simply look at that, I'd be like, wow, Tal looks like it's actually got more hash rate than Hathor. But it's an optical illusion. Hathor with 37.5%. Tal with 37.5% are absolutely equal. Even Stevens, as they say. And then we have got via BTC, again, hedging their bets. Don't know if they're nefarious towards Bitcoin. Just general shitcoiners really with shit for brains. Don't really know what they're doing. Mempool, Norpool, good to see them. BTC.com, could do with getting rid of them. Dutch Mining, Matterpool, good to see them on there. F2 pool on there today. Just no pooling, but anyhow. All right. That's the gossip. I mean, Tal, macking it hard with those big blocks there. Let's just have a quick look at more details. Get an idea of the size of the sort of blocks that we're looking at. Oh, yeah, that's the same. Right, here we go. Block size. We've got a 1.7, 2.8, 8.6. Yeah, 2.8, 10.0. Oh, look at that. BTC.com have mined a 10 megabyte block. Maybe they are upping their game. That's the first indicator that I've seen. Maybe they're upping the game to try and get their hands on some genuine Bitcoin, because it's the only way they're going to get it. So they're actually contributing towards the network. Whether they're doing it with good intentions or bad intentions, I don't know. But that's still a 10 megabyte block from bitcoin.btc.com, which is, well, no longer Jihan, but Bitmain related. Wow. Interesting. But Tal look like they've got the majority of all the other blocks. Yeah, like Hathor on there, still going for the small ones. Maybe BTC.com and maybe sort of going for the large intermediate blocks this time. They're like, oh, we've got to specialize now because we need some of this Bitcoin somehow. What are we going to do to get it? You're going to have to do something exceptional. All right, we're going to have to start mining big blocks because we can't get the small blocks off of Hathor. Ah, right, wow. Watch this space, as they say, people. Yes, indeed. Right, let's have a quick look at Bitcoin blocks live. See what is going down. Yes, got my internet connection back. Had to reset my router and delete all the cookies and all the temporary internet files on my computer. So, back to 1.5 transactions a second. Meme pool, yeah. Blocks, relatively healthy. Looks like it's a relatively healthy blockchain there that we're looking at. I mean, look, you've got 11 megabytes, 10 megabytes, 2.9, 4.4. I mean, if you're looking at Coolcoin, that would just be like, just nothing on it. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I do have trouble believing that people are this stupid, or should I say ignorant, but yeah, they are. Yeah, the likes of MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor and Anthony Pompilano and Andres Antonopoulos and Jimmy Song, Samson Mao, Adam Back. Oh my God. Just really ignorant, stupid people. There's just no other way to say it, really. Let's have a look at the chart, see what's doing what. Oh, yes. So, D Stealth Drive has definitely stopped testing whatever it was testing on the main net. Peer Games in second, and Twitch, yeah, TDXP app in fifth. Again, we've got another stealth one there, B Drive, whatever that one is, but time will reveal all. Let's have a look at the next one, Bit Info chart, see if there's any change going on here. Looking at the charts. Wait for these to come up. When you're ready. There we go. So again, I mean, this is Litecoin now. B crash on the transactions there. One of these will probably be Doge. Oh my God, that's Dogecoin there. 2.1% of overall transactions on Doge. Like, on it, you wonder what the world is coming to, and it's just like, wow. Do you know what I mean? You've got to recognize, some people that you don't want to associate with, really. I've just been watching a rather traumatic clips on YouTube of the protests in Myanmar with the military coup taking over the country, and literally you've got the military at one end of the street, with high-powered rifles and guns and automated machine guns and whatnot, and then people at the other end of the street, with their kitchen tables turned upside down with like wooden batons, and it's just like, you seriously? That's more ridiculous than taking a knife to a gunfight. Literally, you're taking a piece of wood. Good luck with that. So it's again, I understand why they're protesting, but you've got to use a bit of common sense. What you think you're just gonna use your piece of wood as like a baseball bat against a bullet coming towards you? Not a good idea, at all. There is literally nothing we can do. You just simply have to sort of use your common sense, use your intellect to make decisions that are best for you. And literally all we can do at the moment is just simply head down, plow on with Bitcoin. Because we know that none of these other shitcoins have got any fundamental value whatsoever. Literally none. Literally none. Let's have a quick look at average transactions. Again, they're not really being shown here, but again, I think this is due to high-tech stuff. Like transactions just aren't being seen here on any of these shitcoin metric charts. So again, I suspect the person who knows the most about Bitcoin has probably got something to do with that, which is Satoshi Nakamoto himself. Any changes here? No, the figures still look the same. Oh, it's saying an average of 15 transactions per second on the mainnet in the last 24 hours. Not sure how accurate that is, but the transactions per second and the biggest block haven't changed there. Alrighty. Trends.cash, let's see what's going on here. I've no doubt TDXP absolutely flow. Whoa, look at this. Look at that apps ranking by money spent. TDXP app. I do find it funny. What do they call them? What's the word for notorious gamblers? What do they call it? Oh, whatever. But anyway, that's what people are doing. You're gambling the money around TDXP app. Fair play to TDXP. I don't mind that people are gambling. on there. I mean, they're going to gamble anyway, so if they're going to do it, they may as well do it and not devalue my own personal investment. So yeah, more fool them if you're giving your money to TDXP, but I mean, they're giving you the opportunity to take money off them as well if you want to be smart about it and try and you know, make logical sense of stupid people's rationale. That's crazy. Ranking by performance or performed actions. Router SV, again, I'm sure that was related to maybe you know, D drive and potentially B drive maybe. I wonder if this is B drive down here, but again, you know, none of these apps kind of, well, you know, not many of them really giving too much away, but just seeing what they're doing, well, seeing how many transactions they're doing, but without actually knowing what it is they're actually doing. But time will reveal all. Don't you worry about that. Is it worth looking at Crypto Quant? We'll just have a quick look at the short positions on Bitfinex again. See if they're still holding up. I'm sure they will be. So this is BSV USD. So again, this is a bit of price and shorts versus longs. So again, massive shorts, short ratio. So 83% of the market is short on BSV. There was even more when the price was higher. But again, it's not even a conspiracy because we can see what's happening, you know, at this time period. So it's still about 80% short. So again, weighted short positions against Bitcoin, but again with Hathor pushing all these shitcoin enterprises off the chain, which means they won't be able to hold any open any short positions against it soon. It's coming. That's all. That's literally all you need to know. Like, it is coming. No exchange can hold open a short position if they don't actually hold any genuine Bitcoin to offer the short position for, which is why they're being kicked off the chain. So fascinating stuff. You know, watch this space. Let's have a Crypto Quant. Yeah, I haven't really seen too much on there, but just to remind ourselves of this category here. The exchange reserves. I mean, this is fascinating. I mean, look, have a look at this. This is the main one. Look, you can see the reserves. They're all selling out, and it's the reducing of the liquid supply, which has created this increase in the price. So it's a massive bubble. It's a massive bubble. You know, you can see it's correlated. There's no way you can say it's not. So again, I mean, I feel a little... Well, no, I don't really feel sorry for shitcoiners because, I mean, they should be doing their due diligence and they should be trying. You know, I mean, we can see this clear as day. I can see it clear as day. So therefore, you know, I do not worry about it in the slightest. It's literally hot air. That's all it is. Kind of just, you know, just waiting for the countdown clock to tick in when it all falls about. It's going to be pretty catastrophic when it does, unfortunately. For a lot of people, but you've got to take responsibility for yourself at some point in your life. Let's have a quick look at the coin crap chart. Here we go. Core coin above 50k, and I was actually looking to see if there was any tether printed, and there hasn't been. So I mean, this could be genuine inflow, but again, it's money flowing into a bottomless pit, like quite literally, you know. People again ignorant of the facts about SegWit and stuff. So I mean, it might look like, well, again, all these chartists that don't really understand the fundamentals, just they're looking at this, oh, it's going up. So this is literally what they call the hot hand fallacy. So for example, the hot hand fallacy explained in The Big Short, where they're saying you see a basketball player, you know, scoring lots of hoops, and you just assume that he's going to keep on scoring, and he'll score the next one. When that doesn't happen, so that's all they're doing. They're literally like, oh well, you know, the number's going up, and so therefore it's going to do so because it's gone up previously. The logic is so primitive. It hurts my head thinking about it, but I've actually heard genuine, you know, I've heard people university graduates saying that. I'm just like, wow, thought you were intelligent. You know, I just literally, I mean, me personally, I was just like, I'm not happy with this crap, you know. I'll always ask questions like, how? Tell me more. Like, what's causing this? People piling in, yeah, but for what? What gives it value? Well, as we know, it's the neutral growth of the network. Let's have a look. Let's scroll down. I mean, this is hilarious. I mean, Tether is still above Cardano, so Cardano's dropped down. I mean, look at what is Binance coin. Now 232. I mean, fair play. I remember looking at that when it was like, what, like $2? $2. So that's literally like 1,000x. You know, but again, I didn't have a clue what I was looking at the time. And again, you might have all that money in Binance. Binance still only allows you to move, I think it's like 1 BTC off of their exchange per day. And they're not listing the genuine Bitcoin. So can you imagine the number of people, you know, literally trying to get out of there? They're literally holding nothing. They're holding nothing. All these people like trying to get out of holding BTC. It is literally going to be catastrophic, and it will happen really quickly, really quickly. I don't know how else to say it. None of these pieces of shit have any value because, unlike the majority of these social media influencers, you know, who just they're still trying to figure out what Bitcoin is. You know, that's why they haven't bothered looking at the rest of the market. They're just interviewing these people saying the same old shit. Oh, what's Bitcoin? Oh, so what do you think about Bitcoin? Oh, tell me about the price. Do you think the price go up or down? Like, because they don't have any other questions to ask. You know, like the 5 pillars of decentralization, or, you know, the fact that it's a commodity. They still refer to it as cryptocurrency. Like, literally, they couldn't be more wrong. They couldn't be more wrong. But again, just makes us realize how far ahead we are in genuine Bitcoin, really. Where are we now? Up a little bit today. You know, but I'm not really too bothered. 184 is ridiculous when you consider what the true value of this thing is. Absolutely crazy. So just go to my profile here on Twitter to deal with this comment. And again, I've just been on with writing my book earlier today. So Walter Wright SV had said here, Craig is now losing credibility among BSV space. Also, it's a good thing in my opinion. Gives less attention to one single person building the BSV economy. Success will take time, but it will come. That's how I tell myself these days. So I've said here, CSW can only lose credibility amongst shitcoiners who are not genuine Bitcoiners, which means they are simply shitcoiners holding BSV. So they can all do one. Hopefully this will mean lower prices if they sell. And he said, this is how he loses credibility. I mean, yeah, I know about this. I'm fully aware of this long-term advance notice. And I honestly think it was genuine. It was absolutely genuine. You know, we all saw like the 1.4 million BTC lined up. He could have literally pulled the trigger and wiped off the face of the planet forever. But it just would have played into the hands of his adversaries. Just wouldn't have been a good idea. So I'd said in response to that, personally, as a genuine Bitcoiner, I think this gives CSW even more credibility and shows maturity and growth in self-development. Using the Tulip Trust, or for its purpose, as what it was created for, to wipe BTC and all the other shitcoins off the face of the planet would have played into the hands of his adversaries. Yeah, it just would have been, it would have been absolutely disastrous, you know, if he'd done that. So I'm just now that I'm looking at CoinDance and seeing the fact that none of these shitcoin enterprises are on the chain, they've been wiped off. Binance being wiped off, Huobi being wiped off, and there was no reason for those shitcoin enterprises to be on the chain at all, other than to short it. So they're being taken care of. It's literally just a matter of time. This was a great article here. So it looks like EHR data are now on a roll. They are off skis to the races. This was their press release saying, EHR Data launches patent data ownership movement. EHR Data Wavemakers launches social media campaign to share stories of obstacles in retrieving, sharing and owning personal health data. Again, some of the stories are heartbreaking, but just outlines the reason for the purpose that a single ledger could be used for, because there'll be no misinformation. Literally, people are working on different floors of the hospital, receiving different information. Now everything is going to be on a single ledger. It's so important, but yeah, it's devastating that people have got to learn from such tragedies. So Fort Worth, Texas, March 4th, 2021. EHR Data announces the launch of its advocacy movement, EHR Data Wavemakers. The purpose of this movement is to encourage, educate, and support individuals on the journey to patient empowerment. EHR Data firmly believes people will lead better, healthier lives if they have unfettered access and control of their personal health information. EHR Data is founded on the fervent belief that improving the way care is delivered and to optimize the health outcomes of people globally, data access and ownership must be transformed. The current methods of storing and sharing data are limited and inefficient. Healthcare data is spread out in siloed, disparate systems that typically do not communicate with each other. All too often, healthcare providers and patients do not have broad access to complete real-time health records when they need them. Times are changing, and a greater focus is being placed on interoperability and the patient's absolute right to increase access to their health data. We will spearhead and shepherd this process. It's high time that there was a centralized location for healthcare data, controlled and permissioned by patients, that they and their team or providers can access at any time, Ron Ostring, chief scientist, said. By placing healthcare data ownership in the patient's hands, the EHR data utility empowers individuals to securely own and control their personal medical information, while also offering healthcare providers and researchers better real-time access to data. EHR Data is leveraging the latest blockchain technology to demonstrate that interoperability is possible between disparate healthcare systems. The EHR Data Wavemakers movement will be driven by community outreach and social media to spotlight the conversation of data ownership and to inspire the industry to change. A key component of this movement is the digital campaign, My EHR Story. By utilizing the My EHR Data Story hashtags, patients, caregivers, and loved ones are encouraged to share social media how a past healthcare data or communication failure negatively impacted care. Quote here, we must get people fired up about owning their data so that they can be empowered to own their health. It's going to take a groundswell of people demanding change, making waves to change the tide on data ownership and access, explained Tracy Hill, EVP. And it says, learn about EHR Data Wavemakers and how to share your story. Visit ehdata.com/wavemakers. So that's why they've called it Wavemakers. A groundswell is what they're trying to encourage, and a groundswell, I mean, it's just going to be absolutely huge, because again, this is starting to set the example of how data can be used, and this is just for one industry. There are countless and almost like an infinite number of other industries that this sort of thing can be applied to. So they're asking for beta testers. They've got a blog and a contact, great stuff. It's time to make waves. Welcome to the movement to change the way our healthcare data is stored and shared. Like water, your data is everywhere, but it is currently kept out of your hands in separate unconnected systems that are held by each of our individual healthcare providers. It is our data, and it should be in our hands in service to our health. Yeah, absolutely. They're right in everything. One thing we know for sure is that we need water to survive. Your data is no different. When your providers have access to your complete health history, they can make the best decisions for your overall care. When you know exactly what is going on with your body, you can finally be in control. Are you tired of the stagnation that is keeping you from controlling your data and owning your health? It's time to make waves in the healthcare industry. Join our group Wavemakers and share your EHR story to help change the tides of data sharing in healthcare. Together we can enact change needed to redirect the flow of data that is already out there. Yeah. It's going to be massive what's coming. So at EHR Data, we care about people, and plain and simple, that is why patient safety is the driving force behind everything we do. Like you, we have loved ones navigating an increasingly complex world of healthcare where efficient record sharing is not the norm. So again, this I've written an article on this, which effectively is the Bitcoin, the power of its decentralized distributed single ledger. It was one of the first articles that I'd ever written. And again, if you want to read any of these yourself, please feel free to go to satoshi.medium.com, where you can see all of these articles that I've published. I'll just show you so you can find it here. Here we go. Oh, there we go. This is the one. Got it. Bitcoin, the power of its decentralized distributed single ledger. And again, this is where I talk about Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 that we're missing, driverless cars, just all sorts. I mean, literally, a single ledger is so important for this world. I can't stress it enough. But yeah, the value of it is huge, and that value is effectively going to be reflected in the price of Bitcoin. So it's just going to be absolutely massive. So just ignore all this bullshit from all the shitcoiners, because literally they're talking absolute crap. Let's see what else there was here, if there was anything. I think that was it from all my from my posts. Oh yeah, I did put this out. So I have said here, is Segwit in the white paper? No. Is Lightning Network in the white paper? No. Is replaced by Fiat in the Lightning Network? No. Blah 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 blah. But what you can do is, because I've got so many people, I think I've got like about 10,000 profiles blocked. What you can do is you can just simply like copy and paste that along with the YouTube link, and send that to any shitcoiners who might be following you or asking questions and stuff. The reason I block people is because in the future, I'm in the position that I'm in, being on social media, I'll probably get a lot of heat and a lot of flack from people. So just block them. Not really interested in those wanting to get to know me, because there is going to be a point, like when the facade of these shitcoins starts to come down, there is going to be even more heat placed on us being a genuine Bitcoiners, trying to discredit us and stuff like this. But it's all utility. Literally, utility is undeniable. What are you using this thing for? Just like the people in Africa who are using phone credits as a store of value, because the minutes were fixed. Whereas the currency was constantly being deflated, which meant they were getting less and less minutes for their money, so they were cashing in and getting the minutes for it. Whereas now we have Bitcoin. But what these people don't understand is that Bitcoin has to be a commodity. But in order for it to be a commodity, the chain of signatures needs to be intact, because that's what keeps everybody accountable. Which basically, it means that it's accountability and not anonymity that protects us, because if a system is anonymous, it means that the anonymous creator has got complete carte blanche of the system, which effectively means they have central control of it, which means it's absolutely and utterly fundamentally worthless. However, because the system relies on integrity and trust, it means that trust can be broken when people tamper with the signatures, just like Blockstream have done with Segwit, just like Bcrash did with Schnorr signatures and all that. So it can be tampered with, but those private chains like BTC and BCH, they can now no longer be tampered with because they are centrally controlled. However, the genuine Bitcoin, can still be tampered with, but when you tamper with it, you crash its fundamental value to zero. So it just means that all the value that's currently in BTC and BCH will flood into Bitcoin. And when it starts to happen, imagine like these shitcoiners. I mean, because you're trying to rationalize, you're trying to reason with stupid people. All I can say is, good luck with that. Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's 35-minute show. That'll do for today. I've got to carry on with my book, writing it. It's coming together quite well. But again, it's just a slow progress, like doing anything. Shout out to everybody in the chat box. Starting from the top, there was Shelly Mack, Diddy Weldon, Neezy in there, Reform Too Many Coiner, nice one. JPaps, excellent stuff. I think that's everybody. Oh, Shelly Max says 12 to 18 here. JP asks, hey Satoshi, when is EHR data going online? Well, I guess what they're trying to do is it sounds to me like the app is ready. And they're literally like, trying to, they're launching these social media promotion campaigns to get people involved. I mean, it's gonna take, well, as in like doing something like EHR data is doing, is going to take a while because you're appealing to members of the public with a completely new concept that they are not familiar with. So something like that might take a bit of time. But I mean, what's really going to take it off is literally the moment an institution starts using a blockchain for the utility that it provides, which is data security and efficiency. So the likes of Uniswap, GeoSpock. Literally the moment those transactions come on chain, I cannot stress how big the movement and the change is going to be. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I think CSW is probably trying to shake out shitcoiners now, because like I said before, we here in Bitcoin are sitting on top of this rocket ship, and the fuel are the institutional players, the corporations, the multinational corporations, coming in using Bitcoin for the data efficiencies that it offers them, which are absolutely massive. So yeah, it's just a case of accumulating as much Bitcoin as you can while you still can. That's what I'm doing. Diddy asks, do you think all these SMS channels are going to hurt BSV when they keep saying Bitcoin is a Ponzi and not making the distinction between BTC and BSV? Short term, I mean, again, it's just all proof of social media. Like I said, it's utility that is undeniable. Utility and the fact that it's a truly decentralized platform. People will soon figure out, with the likes of Segwit, but yeah, the fact that it actually works. That's something that, a shitcoiner can't turn around and say, well, it doesn't work. It's just like, well, it does, unless you're mental. You can see the figures, you can see the transaction volume going on chain. This is why I'm pretty sure that D Drive was in stealth mode and that it was other mining pools, quotes there, putting those transactions on chain so that all the other shitcoin charts couldn't see the transactions. But again, it was Bitcoin Blocks Live that enabled you to see the transactions because they are genuinely monitoring the chain. They have all the the UTX. In fact, they have all the details of the transactions going on chain. I mean, let's just remind ourselves of this one more time. So these are the transactions obviously being recognized by the nodes on the network, and literally each transaction has got its transaction ID, the input, the output, the total output, the type, and the op return. So literally that's why you cannot hide you cannot hide D Drive's transactions from Bitcoin Blocks Live, because Bitcoin Blocks Live purely monitors the Bitcoin chain, whereas all these other websites, they're pretty getting different metrics from different sources or whatever. But this is legit. So those transactions were real. They were on chain. There were or at least 15 transactions a second when we were looking at it for I don't know how many days they're going for, 11 days. So yeah, I mean it's really exciting times. Really exciting times. KB Dad says, my mum used to tell me writing a book, kiss my ass and make the last chapter the love story. Yeah. And Richie Rich says he's got a handle here of Peter Mac Cockmax. I think that's being generous, calling him Cockmax. Right, get your handles and paymails in the chat box. Let's do this, peeps. Actually, I can probably show you this video that I wanted to show you the other day. The one so again, we'll leave it here for the YouTube. But this is what it's like dealing with stupid people. I'm sure you've already seen this episode. I mean, this has me in absolute stitches. There we go. I think that's everybody. Yeah, nice one. All right, peeps, great stuff. Hope you enjoyed the show. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.